Hi,
Hey,
everyone.
everyone.
Mhm.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to see you.
Morning.
Hi there.
Hello, hello. Yay, ready to work out. Yay.
Awesome. Just let the last few people connect and we will get going. There's no video today. I love it. People have their cameras on today. It's always nice when I can see some faces.
You can even see my Christmas decorations.
Still feeling festive? Yeah.
Yeah, well, these snowstorms keep me warm and dry at home, right? So
Yeah.
it's light up the world, right?
All right. Okay. So we will get going. My name is Julie from Ocean Rehab and Fitness, and I am happy to be here with you today. For equipment today, we will need a dowel or cane or a broomstick. If you don't have any of those things, even a towel or something to space your hands apart will do just fine. And I am going to be using 2 hand weights. You could also use some water bottles or something else like that for a little bit of resistance, or just working through your own range of motion is great too. So we are going to start comfortably seated. Hands can be on your lap, eyes can be closed if you like. We'll start with focus on breathing as I usually do to begin class. So eyes closed is always optional. You can take a breath in and focus on the crown of your head coming closer to the ceiling, and a breath out just to reset. So breath in, the crown of your head reaches slightly closer to the ceiling, breath out to release. Okay, give me a few like that. So we'll do one more with the focus on crown of our head, and then we're moving the focus to expansion through our chest, hand to your chest if you like that feeling of getting a little bit of feedback. So breath in, your chest expands, breath out to release, full breath out, breath in, expansion, breath out, a full release. Good, a few more like that. And we'll do one more. And then we'll turn our focus to our belly and therefore our core muscles. Breath in, filling up like a balloon. Breath out, belly button towards backbone as we squeeze all the air out. So breath in, imagining that the air can fill your belly. Breath out, engaging your core, belly button to backbone. Give me a few more like that. Do 2 more. And last one. And from here, you can open your eyes and we'll get started with some neck release and movement. So ear towards one shoulder, back to center, towards the other shoulder. If there's a spot that feels a little extra, like it needs attention today and you want to stay there a little longer, that's okay. Or just moving through some nice, slow side to side range. Last one each way here. And then we'll bring our gaze back to center and go chin to chest, back to center, slight upward gaze and center. So again, working in with your own comfort level. We'll do a few more here. And last one. Great. Moving our focus to our trapezius muscles and the positioning of our shoulders next. We'll take our shoulders up where we don't want them and then slide our shoulder blades down our back. So if you can think of this not just being a shoulder shrug, but being a move that sends your shoulder blades slightly up and then down with a little squeeze at the bottom end. So we're trying to engage those muscles that sit at the base of our shoulder blades to hold us in place for some postural support through our shoulders. So we'll do a few more like that, nice even breaths in and out. 2, And one. Good, and then we'll start to move a little more through our arms, so opening up through the chest. Bent elbows to start. We're going to be doing a little bit of paddling work today as our cardio or heart-raising activity for today. Just making sure those shoulders are nice and warm first. Let's do a few where we just move through coming wide and then giving ourselves a hug. So just that shoulder tap, cross body, back to wide arms again. Maybe you're alternating which arm is on top. One side always feels a little different than the other. Good, two more. And last one. All right, let's take this reach more diagonal. So pick a side. One's going to reach up, one's going to reach back and down. We'll do two more there. And one, we are going to stay on this same side just briefly because I have with our paddling a little bit of rotational work that we'll do. Again, that's something that's always optional. If you would like to add some rotation, you are rotating towards the side that's reaching up. So small rotation, it's the same side we were reaching up with before. So maybe a small rotation towards that upward arm. And maybe you're even thinking about that breathing exercise we just did, belly button towards backbone, and see if you can get that same feeling of connection when you took that exhale. But now, of course, we're breathing as we're exercising, nice even breaths. Last one here. Good. Set those shoulders, make sure they haven't started to creep up by your ears. We will do a few with our shoulders nice and square with that other arm up. Opposite one reaching back and down. And we'll do three more here. Two. And one. And then option of some rotation. So rotation towards that arm that's opening upward. Okay, we'll do two more there. And last one. Excellent. All right, if you have a chest strap on for exercise today, we're going to be doing some hinging now. So for you, if you're wearing a chest strap, you will just be engaging core muscles, slight forward movements. If you are able to do more hinge work today, we will just do a little bit of that now before we get paddle in hand, because I will be doing some hinging there as well. So hands are on your lap, slow forward hinge, checking in with, again, those same muscles, belly button towards backbone, just a slight pull in to engage those core muscles. Hands are on your lap for support. They will stay there if they need to, or I have a second option for you in a moment here. Let's do two more. And one. Good. And then from here, hands are going to be up. We'll stay nice and upright for these first few push-pulls. So just actively pressing your hands away and then squeezing as if you're grabbing onto something and pulling it in towards you. And then if you want to add back in that hinge, go right ahead. You will hinge forward as you press forward, pull back in, sit up tall. Awesome. We have a few more here. We are just about done warm up and ready to go. Let's do three more. Two and one. Perfect. All right. I am ready to get into some dowel work. So if you have a dowel or something that is like that handy, that's great. So we're just going to ease our way into a little bit of cardio work here. I will do a bit more that has a focus on posture and core before we speed this up a bit. So for now, we're doing fairly wide paddle strokes off to the side. And you might slow it down enough that you can add a little bit of rotation, side rotation. Good. So again, tuning into those core, we've now told our oblique muscles, our side core muscles, to help us here as well with this rotation. So give me a few more like that. Let's do 3 more each side. 2 and 1. Good, and then you'll keep your shoulders facing forward now. Nice even support as we start to pick up the pace a bit. So I'll bring you through a few different intervals where sometimes we're moving a little faster, sometimes it's a little bit more focused on muscle groups like the core, and we'll slow it down a bit. As per usual, working at your own pace today, so faster or slower is different for everyone, so just whatever is comfortable for you. Since we've been talking about core, maybe you still do a little check-in, belly button towards backbone, just slightly, not enough to change your breathing pattern, but just enough to feel that engagement, that support as our arms move side to side. Great, we got just a little bit more of this one, and then I will change it up. Good, we're gonna take this to a bigger, elongated sideways figure 8. So really exaggerating your side to side moves. This one's harder to do fast just because it's such a big arc that we're working in here. But shoulders are working in just about every direction right now. If you want to slow it down and again, work on those core muscles a little bit more, you may start to not necessarily rotate, but do a little side flex. So more side core muscles coming into play if you're adding that side flex. And then maybe you'll stay back upright again, square yourself off, those big moves. And then come back down to the smaller, quicker paddles. Yeah, I'm going to change some directional things about the paddling again in just a moment here. So for this next move, we're going to stay upright and shoulders squared, and then we'll give some different options after that. You're going to take your paddle strokes and go, not so much like you're paddling a kayak now, although I guess you could still paddle this way, but I don't know, maybe a little more like a rowboat. Not sure. Anyway, more of a forward reach. So instead of paddling close to your body, you're paddling, dipping in the paddle past your knees. Now, I thought I'd give you some different options. Stay up nice and tall and do these big forward paddles if that's best for you. If you want to add a little extra, you can hinge. So really reach for that spot where you dig the paddle in. For now, our shoulders are still squared up. Good. And then let's bring that paddle back a little closer to our body again. So maybe a bit of a rest stroke here, regular kayak paddle. If you are here for cardio and you want to go fast right now, you go right ahead, or catch your breath, maybe even stop and take a drink for a moment if you need it. Good. We are going to be moving back into those longer reaching paddles in just a moment. And I'm going to be adding an option of a bit of rotation. So we'll slow it down for that one. All right, so start adding in that big forward paddle. Maybe you're upright, maybe you're hinged. I'm going to imagine I'm paddling somewhere tropical right now because it is not tropical outside my window. I know for most of you, it is not either. Good. If you want to add a small rotation, you might follow that paddle with your gaze and with your shoulder as you come side to side, slowing this one down so you can really focus on how this feels for core and for your spinal alignment. Good. So we'll just do a couple more like this. Last one each way. Come back to that nice close paddle. Good. We're going to change it up a little bit and come away from paddling just for a few moments, but we will still use the dowel or cane or whatever you're using as a hand spacer for today. So maybe you need to shake it out a little bit, reset your shoulders. We're going to do push and a pull motion. So we're going to push forward and then push up. So I guess these are both pushes for now. Good. One forward press, one upward press. Again, if you are here for cardio at the moment, you can speed this up. It doesn't need to be as big a move if you want to make this fast. And then if you want to slow it down a bit and add a hinge, go ahead and do that too. Good. We only have a few more of these. Let's do 3 more. 2 and 1. All right. Oh, my shoulders felt that one. All right. So the next one I find tricky. It's hard to coordinate backwards movements, but we're going to try a back paddle. If you are able to sit slightly forward on your chair so you can get a bit of backwards seated movement as well, that's just fine. If you need the support of your chair back, that's okay. You'll reach within what is comfortable for you. So we're going to start with the paddle behind. I can't do backward paddle. There we go. I got it. See if you can paddle backwards. This move definitely, if you can get it coordinated, uses your core. We have to use those side core muscles to help engage to get this movement going. So maybe you're seated just slightly back, or like, yeah, you're forward of your chair and then you are slightly reclined. Okay, we'll only do a few more of these. I think that's all I got in me for coordination's sake. And last one here. Woo. And then we are going to do just a little bit more with the dowel before we change things up. So let's do just a slight variation of, oh, I know what we're going to do next. Here we go. We're going to do 3 paddles per side. So you're going to make them nice and close to your knee, whatever you need to clear your chair. So let's do 3 on one side, nice and close, 3 on the other. We'll add a little bit of variety to this one. This will be our last main cardio activity for today, and then I'll move into more resistance. 3 on one, 3 on the other. So if you'd like a little bit of variety to this, you might change where the paddle dips into the water. So you might do a couple that are away from your body off to the side, and then bring it back to center for a few. So 3 reaches off to the side maybe. And then 3 nice and close to your knees per side. Few more like that. 1 more change coming up within this same pattern. Yeah, the next time we do this one, maybe instead of a side reach, it will be a front reach. So close to your knees. And then to the front, maybe with a hinge. Close to your knees, nice and upright, 3 per side, and then forward. Couple more. And forward. And last time coming up here, nice and close, 3 per side, and then forward hinge is optional. All right, I think we made some good use of that paddling device today. You can set that aside. We won't need it for the rest of class. Maybe you need to release through your shoulders and through your neck a little bit. You might give yourself a hug, tip your ear towards one shoulder and then the other. Maybe look down towards your lap. And back to center. Good. Open it out. If you haven't grabbed a drink of water yet, go ahead and do that. And we will be using our weights right away, so you can grab them if you have some handy. I also will be doing an option of some hinged work with weights in hand. So I do have a small pillow handy as well for on my lap if you want to get something like that as well for a bit of extra support. We won't need it right away, but actually we will need it right away. I think we'll do some back work first before we do anything else that involves our front shoulders. They've had quite a workout, so let's change it up a little bit here. Okay, so hinging is always optional. If you would rather stay upright for all of these exercises, that is totally fine with me. We are starting with both weights in hand. Again, if you don't have weights today, that's okay. You can be running through range of motion. And we're going to start with a bit of a wide row, meaning that shoulder blades are going to squeeze and my elbows are going to come wide to the side and then back into center. So we are going to do 10 like that with the focus of that shoulder blade squeeze. The arms are just along for the ride. Ready? We'll go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Shake that one out, little reset, see how that feels. We are planning to do another set of 10, so we will start those fairly shortly. Perhaps for this set, you will decide to hinge. So both hands are busy with weights. So you need to have that hinge with enough support that you feel like you can maintain that long extended spine all the way from the top of your head down to your tailbone. So your choice, whether you hinge or whether you stay nice and upright. If you're hinging, shoulders set, gaze is forward of your feet, maybe about 3 feet in front of you, and your arms will be coming a little bit more wide off to the side. If you are upright, you will be doing the same exercise we just did, whichever way you choose. Here we go for 10. I'm going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. If you are hinged, you can come nice and tall. We're going to do one more back body exercise before we change things up and do our chest muscles. So our next one will look very similar in setup, but we're going to use rear shoulder muscles as the main driver for this one instead. So arms will be long instead of elbows bent. They will start, and we'll do an upright set first and then a second set with an option of hinge. Weights will start just past your knees to the front and then diagonally press back with lots of control back behind you. So shoulders need to stay set into position. Better start counting, hey? We're gonna do 10, 9, 8, really active press back, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, so we're trying to get, for one, the shoulders are already set into position, shoulder blade, shoulders themselves also staying set up nice and tall, and then that arm press with rear shoulder muscles engaging. All right, we are getting ready for our second set of 10 of those. You can stay upright for this one as we just did, or hinge maybe with that support of a pillow out front for a little extra core stability. All right, from here we're going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Excellent. Shake that one out. That was 2 back body exercises. We are moving to the front now. You probably will not need that pillow for support again, so you can probably set that down. And we are moving to do some chest exercise next, some front shoulder as well coming into play here, but we're going to keep this one low enough that it should be mainly chest. So elbows are going to stay slightly bent. Both arms are going to meet, both hands are going to meet at center together, which means that we will need to stabilize a bit through our core here as well, as those weights come and the bottom sides of them clink together. So that's our move. We're ready to do that for 10. 10, 9, lots of control. 8, 7, make your chest muscles squeeze. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Great. Shake that one out. If there's any tension that built up in between your shoulder and neck, maybe give a little side to side move. I don't have any fancy additions for this exercise. We're going to do it exactly the same for one more set of 10. So we will set everything up nice and tall. Maybe you check in again with your that move that brings your belly button slightly closer to your backbone, just getting that core support to help you as we do the second set. Shoulders are set, elbows are going to stay slightly bent, chest muscles, squeeze your hands into center for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Awesome. Shake that one out. I'm going to use the weights, 2 weights for one more exercise, and then we're going to drop down to a single weight so we can focus a little bit more on one side for our last few resistance exercises today. All right, depending on what size weight you have in your hand, this might be a challenging one today. Let's try this a few different ways. You can always go to one weight or no weights for this as well. So we're going to do a front arm raise, which uses our front shoulder muscles, but I've stopped calling them shoulder raises because I don't want your shoulders specifically to raise, just your shoulder muscles to work. So we're going to start with the weights quite close to our body, meaning that I'm going to start with quite an elbow bend. Weights are pressing in together. You may need to be back on your chair for full back support for this one. And we are going to lift no more than shoulder height and back down. So the target muscle group is my front shoulder muscles. I guess I should count at some point, hey? That's 3, 4, and 5. I'll finish my sentence after. We got 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. What I was going to say is that though the target muscles are our front shoulder muscles, our core muscles, when the weights are away from our body, especially farther away from our body, have to work very hard to support us. So I'm sure you felt that in our first set. Maybe you open up through your chest and through your front shoulders a few times, and we are going to get ready to do a second set. If you know that that was hard work and you would rather do it without weights, that's fine. If you want to keep your arms slightly bent and the weights held together, that's great too. Or if you want to challenge yourself more and come to long extended arms, we are reaching with a lever farther in front of us. So whichever you choose, we're going up for 10. So here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. All right. Looks good. We are done with one weight. Keep one in your hand. I need another drink. If you do too, go ahead. So we certainly use our shoulder muscles a lot while we were doing our paddling sequences as well. And we've used both front and rear shoulder muscles for the exercises we've done with resistance in hand. So I have 2 more shoulder muscle groups that I'd like to work with you, and I'll probably sneak in a little bit more core as we go too. Pick a side, doesn't matter which one. I think we're gonna do this one the same way as we did the last. We do only have one weight in hand now. Because we're working a little harder on side-to-side stabilization. So I find that that's better with one weight in hand because both sides need to help stabilize as this arm comes out to the side. So we are going to start with a bent elbow and do a side arm raise. So we're gonna do 10 like this. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I think we're going to give that muscle group a little rest. So we're going to switch to the other side because we only have one weight in hand, and then we'll come back and do the second set on that side as well. So in the meantime, elbow is bent, shoulder is set into position, arm coming up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So our second set on that first side again, you have a few choices as we have before. You can keep the lever shortened with a bent elbow and do another set as we did last time, or You can extend your arm, set that shoulder. Maybe it won't raise as high, that is okay, and go for 10 this way. So a little bit more stability needed, and of course, some more strength through that muscle group. Ready to raise for 10. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Good. If you change that lever, you can notice how it feels, the difference of the movement and of the difficulty as well. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Maybe on this side, you decide to keep the bent elbow, that's okay. Or long extended arm, shoulders set into position, ready to go. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Awesome. We are almost done with these resistance exercises. I promised you one more shoulder exercise, so we will get that one in. We won't do 2 sets. We're only going to do 1 set of these. So come back to that first side. We have rotator cuff to work on next. For this particular one, I am going to go elbow glued into my side and palm facing up. So my thumb is pointing out or tucked in by the weight. All right, so we're going to start crossbody, whatever is comfortable, and then come out to our comfortable end point. Different for everyone and probably different side to side. So don't feel like there's any particular stopping point you need to get to. All right, here's me sort of counting. Let's go last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake that one out. We will do the same on the other side. Elbow is glued, shoulder is set, palm is facing up. Coming crossbody to start, and then out to a comfortable end range. Let's go here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Awesome. Shake that one out. That is all we need there. We are going to not need the weights for the next one, but I am going to do one last really quick core exercise with you. We have used our obliques, our side core muscles a lot today. I just want to use them one more time before we get into stretching. So for this one, you have a couple of different choices. You can be hands on your lap. You can be hands under your chair, holding on to the base of your chair for stability, or you can be hands to your side, less stability. So instead of staying on one side, we're just going to alternate between. So we're going to flex through the spine, hips stay even on the chair as we come to one side, opposite side obliques pull us up, then flex to the other. So we're side flexing, shoulders facing forward, hips nice and even on the chair, trying to keep that even weighting side to side through the hips. So if this is difficult to stabilize, you will come to one of the other 2 places, hands on your knees or hands holding the chair. Good. I'm not going to count this one out. We're just going to do a few more. We're going to do 2 more per side, nice and slow. The last one, maybe make it even slower. So kind of time it with your breath. Slowly back up, down, and slowly up. All right, let's get ready to do some stretching. We are going to start at low back with a hinge. So if you are able to hinge, hands on your lap for some support, hinging as far as is comfortable for you to find a position where you can hang out for a few nice relaxed breaths in and out. Thinking about the crown of your head pulling diagonally up towards the ceiling and your tailbone pulling diagonally down towards where your chair seat and back meet. And then come up nice and slow. Good. We're going to do that one more time. Let's do a little posture check before we hinge this time. So shoulders are going to stay away from ears. The crown of your head reaching up towards the ceiling and your tailbone just comfortably down, almost in connection with the chair, right? Let's maintain that feeling as we start to hinge forward now. One more time, hanging out at a spot that feels comfortable for you. Take a few nice even breaths in and out. And then coming back up nice and slow. Good. I usually say earlier in class, but I am going to hang out for a few minutes after we're done our stretch sequence. So if you have any questions or just want to chat for a few minutes, that's great. For now, we'll continue with our stretching. So we're going to do just a little bit of spinal rotation for our next stretch. So both hands will come to one side. Doesn't matter which one you choose. Gentle pressure through your outer thigh as you start to sit tall, really tall, and then do a small rotation. If there's any back pain while doing this, you're going to ease off. Maybe do one of our hinge stretches we were just doing instead. Good. Ease back to center. Let's set that one up on the same side again. So whichever side you chose, you're going to do that same side again. Start by sitting tall, crown of your head closer to the ceiling, gentle pressure through your outer thigh as you rotate. And then maybe this time you will also look over your shoulder the way that you're rotating. And then whenever you're ready, you'll ease your way back to center, and we will do the same on the other side. So hips nice and even, hands both on the same outer thigh. Checking in with your posture, gentle pressure as you rotate. Ease your way back to center. We will do one more on this side, just as we did on the other. So first you'll check in, crown of your head close to the ceiling, nice tall posture as you start to put pressure on your outer thigh and rotate, and then maybe turn your gaze to look over that shoulder. Ease yourself back to center. It's time to stretch through our mid back and rear shoulder muscles. So for this one arm is going to reach forward, shoulder is low. The other hand is going to grab on at the wrist and gently pull forward and give a little traction as you pull that arm slowly across body. Just check in and see, your arm shouldn't be up near your face right now. It should be quite low. So pulling across, letting those muscles start to relax. So you should feel some relaxing through rear shoulder and maybe through the muscles on this side that sit between your shoulder blade and backbone. Good, you can ease that one back and we'll do the same on the other side. So actively reaching that hand forward, shoulder is low, opposite hand comes and grabs on at the wrist. Give it just a gentle forward tug and then continue to traction that arm across. Check in again to make sure that shoulder is low away from your ear. And that arm come across enough to get some stretch, maybe even through your trapezius between your shoulder and ear, as well as rear shoulder and mid back. Good, ease that one back. All right, let's just open up through our chest a little bit here, a couple different ways. We'll start with a breath in, coming nice and wide, and a breath out to release. So we're coming at about shoulder height to start. Nice even breaths in and out here. So we'll do one more like this. Then we're going to change the direction. We're going to come lower, so past your hips, reaching back. A couple like that. The next time you reach back, just hang out there for a moment and rotate your thumbs in towards each other. Maybe you press slightly farther back. And then return out front. Let's do that one more time. Press back, thumbs are out. Rotate those thumbs in. Maybe you press a little further. And return. Good. And then from there, the backs of your hands can come and slide into your imaginary back pockets. If that is not comfortable for you, hands can be on your hips instead. That is okay. We'll do this one a couple of different ways, or give some different options here as well. So shoulders are low and comfortable. From here, our elbows are pulling back, and you're just focusing on a big breath in, puffing up through your chest, and a breath out to release. Good, big breath in, chest expands, and breath out to release. And one more. Let's just bring those elbows kind of back to flap at your sides a little bit here, a little reset. And we'll do that one more time. You have an option of either staying nice and upright or slightly hinging as you do this one now, just to give a little bit more stretch. If you're hinged, maybe you're also pressing your hands actively into your hips. So just getting a little bit more stretch through that muscle group, just with that extra bit of pressure. Taking some nice big breaths in and out. And then you can release those arms back to the front. All right. I don't want to run out of time to do our breathing exercise at the end, so it is time for that. While we're doing that, if you want to do, some wrist circles and release through your forearms, go right ahead. So I might do that as I'm just talking through this breathing exercise, and you can choose what you would like to do. So our first focus for the breathing exercise at the end, and feel free to close your eyes, is bringing the crown of our head closer to the ceiling. So if you want to stop all other movement and just do that, you go right ahead. Breath in brings your head closer to the ceiling. Breath out to release. Full breath out. Good. Again, breath in and out and in and out. Good. Changing your focus to your chest. Expansion through your chest with the breath in. Release with the breath out. Maybe you're also releasing through your forearms right now. Fingertips towards the ceiling. Gentle pressure through your fingertips. Getting a stretch through your forearm. We're multitasking. If you're doing the forearm stretch, maybe you change sides. Good. Give me one more big chest breath in and out. So really thinking about that expansion through your chest and the release. And then for the last few focused breaths, we'll take our hands to our belly, maybe our eyes to closed, and you can focus on blowing up like a balloon with the breath in through the belly, and then squeezing every last drop of breath out, belly button towards backbone on the exhale. So big breath in and an equally big breath out. Again, big breath in and big breath out. And we'll do one more like that. If your eyes are closed, you will bring them to open. I always end my classes with 3 big breaths in, reaching for the ceiling. So we will do that now. Big breath in and release. 2 more like that. And last one. All right. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. Hope you
Thanks,
had a good
Julie.
workout. Thank you. For those of you who are, yes, have a good day. For those of you who are in snow,